Hi, Scott Sambucci here. I just wanted to record a couple of quick thoughts while they're fresh in my mind. So I'm at an industry event and been spending the last couple of days working with a number of different salespeople as they're meeting with current accounts, existing clients, and some new accounts they're trying to generate new business. And it brought to mind a question that I get frequently, and a question that I like to answer on Quora or on blog posts that I do, which is how do I succeed in doing the enterprise sale? So if you're a startup or you're a small company and you've got a great product and it's a business to business type of application, frequently people say, well, how do I get started? How do we be successful in enterprise sales? And while there is a huge list of things that go into being successful as you're talking to enterprises, the one thing that I would start with is learning how to ask questions. And that means asking questions the right way. It means asking the right questions. Um, so as I sat and observed several different salespeople, they all have very different styles. The one trait that was consistent throughout all the salespeople is that the calls that led to action and action items at the end of the meeting always were preceded by a very clear path of questions that the salesperson had planned and expected to get answered as they entertain the conversation with the client. So a good example of that is, if you're selling any kind of enterprise software, software as a service type of application, frequently I think the reason that I think that questions are so important is that we all have a tendency, from a really frankly from a pride standpoint, is that we're very excited and very proud about our product, and so we want to tell everyone about the product. You want to tell people about how great it is, and as soon as you find out that the person you're speaking with may in fact be a potential fit for your product, if you're selling, say, CRM software and you're speaking with a sales manager, then immediately well, the sales manager is a great lead for me. This is the person I need to talk to if I'm going to be selling my CRM. And so the tendency is to immediately start talking about all the great things about your product and not understanding the client's situation and getting a baseline of information around which you can then tell a more effective story about your product or about how your service fundamentally will change and help that sales manager succeed in their business. And so, again, it comes down to asking the right questions and asking questions the right way. And so you can do this with a number of different styles, which we'll get into in other video posts. But the one thing I would say to you as a takeaway from this initial video would be that if you take a moment, take a lot of moments, a long period of time, and think about the conversations you've had about your product. Ask yourself, do a dissection of how many questions do you think you asked of the potential client that you spoke with before you even spoke about your product itself. So it can be an interesting little game for yourself, actually, is to see how many questions you can ask before you get talking about your product, because the longer that you wait to talk about your product, chances are that's more information that you'll know about the client's situation. So try that next time. Instead of going ahead and immediately start talking about your product and how great of a CRM you have, ask as many questions as you can to understand the client's needs, and from there you'll be in a much stronger position to then perhaps introduce your product and introduce and begin some type of formal sales process with your client. So that's it. That was the first video. I just wanted to get something down for everyone to see, and look forward to sharing a lot more thoughts with you very, very soon.